Kia ora. One of the questions I get asked most often is around improving children's behaviour. And that's really around improving the quality of your relationship, which is really about improving the quality of your communication. So what I advocate is this thing called mate date. Now it's important that it be predictable. So that's the first thing. So it has to be at a time that the child know is going to happen regularly. So set it up where you know it's going to take priority, doesn't have to be changed and moved around. And also, if it's going to be predictable to the child, then if your child's 4, Thursday at 4 o'clock might not be meaningful. So make it meaningful to them, you know, when dad gets home from work after kindy or whatever makes it predictable for them. I won't bore you with 10 minutes of science about why predictability is so important to the brain, but trust me, it is. So it's really important this be at a predictable time to the child. What you're going to do during that 10 minutes is basically become like the grandparent or the uncle or the auntie. It means that for 10 minutes, you're going to let the child be in charge. You're going to let them be the parent. Now, obviously they can't do anything to hurt you, but it pretty much means that you've put aside all the rules of parenting for 10 minutes. Let the child know, this is your 10 minutes. I'm not going to do anything else. You're not going to be told off. You're not going to be corrected. I mean, with my kids, it was even during that 10 minutes, they were even allowed to swear just to show that in that 10 minutes, all the normal parenting rules are out the window. Now, the child's not going to trust that you're actually going to go a whole 10 minutes without directing them, telling them not to be rude to adults. So for a start, they often just check it. So the kid might go, oh, well, all right then, I'm going to play PlayStation for 10 minutes, because they're not normally allowed to play PlayStation at that time. But they're in charge of this time, so you let them. The trick for you is not to think, oh, well, they're playing PlayStation, I'll check my phone. The child kind of owns you for that 10 minutes. So if they've chosen PlayStation, then you sit beside them and you watch that PlayStation for 10 minutes. Remember not to ask questions, because asking questions is leading, and you're not supposed to be leading, you're supposed to be following for that 10 minutes. This is why children often tell things to their grandparents and their favourite uncle that they don't tell to their parents, because they're much less directional. So that's what you're going to achieve in this 10 minutes. Watch the PlayStation, get to know the names of the characters that they're playing on the PlayStation, and after the 10 minutes is up, then you're finished. The next week, or the next time that you do it, because you may do this a couple of times a week, but it works only once a week. The next time they'll probably test it again and go, oh, you're still on about that idea. Oh, all right then, may play PlayStation again. I mean, that may go on for 2 or 3 weeks, but eventually the child's going to go, oh, you actually are putting aside this time. You're not correcting me. You're not telling me off. I mean, during that 10 minutes, I would even let my children swear, just to let them know that this is not normal parenting time. I can't tell you off. You're in charge. You make the rules. Typically it's around about week 3 or 4, the child really clicks that you are actually not going away. You're not checking your cell phone. You're giving yourself completely spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. Child owns you for that 10 minutes. You dedicate for that 10 minutes. What I find is often about the 4th time, the child really tests it. One of the common things they do is lie the parent on the back and try and feed them a bottle. Now that's not actually going to hurt you, so let them do it, so they know they're in charge. It's a way of like flipping the power balance, because now suddenly you're the infant and they're the parent. What it does for the child is lets them know that for that 10 minutes, they can get out their ideas, they can formulate their thinking, they won't be told off about saying something inappropriate or talking about someone rudely. What it means is they actually have 10 minutes to fully express themselves without being interrupted, without being told not to. Often takes children a long time to really express what they want. And in reality, I mean, I'm as guilty of this as you are, as parents, we tend to listen for about 20 seconds before we're coming in with something. So what it does is really improves the quality of your communication with the child. If the child's going to tell you something that is how they're feeling, something traumatic that's happened to them, that can be incredibly difficult and it takes the time. So put aside these 10 minutes, have a mate date once a week, one-on-one with your child, and let them know that you are there, you're available at a predictable time where they can say anything they want. It's only 10 minutes a week and it can massively improve the quality of your relationship with the child, because finally the child has a really clear voice. So, hope that's helpful. Kia ora koutou.